Hi guys. So Australia was a great place, it really was. Just look at it. But it is amazing just how different Australia is today compared to just a few decades ago. And the really sad thing is that this was all caused by bad decisions by bad government after bad government after bad government. Modern Australia is what happens when real estate investors are allowed to completely take over Parliament. When you look at one of the largest countries on earth with so much space, filling the list of the most expensive housing markets in the world, then it's obvious that there is something seriously wrong. Both house prices and rent prices are now in a completely different realm to just 5 years ago. Now there are several reasons for this, including the insanely loose tax policies that actively encourage people to invest in property, like negative gearing and capital gains tax discounts. But the most insidious reason for the enormous jumps in house and rent prices since COVID has been that the working class hero, Anthony Albanese, who grew up in social housing, if you haven't heard, has opened the doors up to the world at rates unheard of before. In 2023 alone, Australia's population grew by over 600,000 people. Nearly 85% of that was due to net overseas migration. What sort of psychopath who supposedly cares about the poorest in society would do that to the poorest in society? Homelessness is off the charts, all while rich landlords are getting insurmountably richer. Just imagine a Labour leader, yes, a Labour leader being so keen on increasing the wealth gap. None of it makes sense. I could understand if it was the Liberals were doing this because punishing the poorest is their MO. But a Labour leader? It is a disgrace. So just look at what Albo has actually done for housing affordability. Just look at the difference between house prices and what normal people can afford to buy. You'll often hear about politicians bragging about how immigration grows the economy. Now that's technically true because the GDP increases. But what really matters is GDP per capita, which is a measure of a country's total gross domestic product, GDP, divided by its total population. This is what matters for the average Australian, and if this is going down, Australians are getting poorer. And just look at this chart. So many negative quarters where Australians are getting poorer. What is Albo playing at? If his mass immigration push is not making the lives of Australians any better, then why is he doing it? Is he not the Prime Minister of Australia to make Australians' lives better? No. And it's not just housing. Australia's infrastructure is straining under the weight of a rapidly expanding population. Roads are congested, hospitals and schools are under pressure, public transport is bursting at the seams. And to fix all this mess he's caused requires massive spending. So is his plan to tax Australians more to fix the mess he's caused? Can he not see what he is doing to the younger Australians and renters who are feeling squeezed out of the housing market and whose wages are stagnating under the pressure of an oversupplied labour force? Please understand that this is not about blaming immigrants, it's about policy. Some of the best people I've ever met in my entire life have been immigrants, and you absolutely cannot blame them for moving to a better country if that option is handed on a plate. Anyone would do it. But the policy should be in place to put a stop to mass immigration whilst there is a housing crisis and the infrastructure is not in place to cope. Albo, if you want mass immigration, you got all the votes, so there's nothing we can do about it. But at least do it slowly and methodically and in a way that does not punish vulnerable Australians. Now, I don't think it's all lost. I do believe that Australia can still be a land of opportunity for young people, but only if their parents own property. For everyone else, you're out of luck, I'm afraid. So guys, please do me a favour and like and subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you all in the next one. Cheers for that.